I'm Sarah Colvin. Joining me on the phone, I welcome our Town Council President, Dr. Deborah Dagwan. She's going to run down the orders of the day for this Thursday's Town Council meeting. Hello, Deborah. How are you?
Good morning, Sarah. I'm fine, thank you.
So back to business this Thursday, February 7th. Of course, Town Council will convene at 7 o'clock in the Town Hall hearing room. Tell me what is before councilors. Why don't you run down the orders of the day for Thursday's meeting?
Well, one of the things we have, before I get to the orders of the day, is we have an update should be interesting, from our Citizen Advisory Committee on the town's comprehensive wastewater management plan. They submitted an environmental notification form to the Mass Environmental Protection Agency in 1997 in order to extend sewering to Area 5 of the town of Barnstable. They wanted to establish a long-term and town-wide facilities plan to address wastewater treatment and protection of our water supply here in town. So as a result of this, the Citizens Advisory Committee was established to help identify some alternative approaches for meeting those needs. The process consists of 3 phases. Phase 1 was a needs assessment. Phase 2 is looking at alternative solutions to solve the problems in unique areas of the town which are different. And Phase 3 is a draft of the final wastewater facilities plan. Throughout this process, they realized they had to reduce the amount of nutrient contaminating our bays and estuaries and look closely at how we were currently removing wastewater through sewering throughout the town, thereby expanding the Hyannis Water Pollution Control Facility to expand sewering in the eastern part of town and look at alternative approaches to wastewater reduction in areas close to our wellheads, near Lake Quaquaquet, Long Pond, Red Lily Pond, Stewart Creek, Walls Creek, Willow Street, and Cape Cod Community College, to reduce the TMDLs, which is the total maximum daily loads of nitrogen. They identified.
Indeed. So, Deb, that will all be discussed when the Citizens Advisory Committee makes their update. And following that, I see that Elizabeth Werfbane of the BID is also on the agenda, too.
Yes, she is. And it'll be interesting to get her response as to where they're at right now. She came in earlier and requested that she come back and give us a little more information. So she will be there Thursday night as well.
Great. And moving on to the orders of the day, it looks like there's just one item under old business.
Yes, we have the appropriation and loan order for private roads. And we do have a private road policy, and there's a group who is currently on Point Hill Road, Hollow Drive, Burning Tree Lane, and Haywood in West Barnstable, who have gotten together and taken advantage of the temporary repair program for certain private ways. And so they're looking forward to getting started on this. Absolutely. So that's going to be put to a public hearing.
Exactly. And so that public hearing will be held this Thursday night.
Yes.
And so moving on to new business, looks like 5 or 6 items under new business. Tell me a little bit about what those items are. Let's run through those.
Yeah, we have a couple, about 5 community preservation appropriations. And 2013-070 is the transfer from the open space portion of the Community Preservation Fund, and it's designed to work on the Osterville Bay fields from the Osterville Bay School. The recent changes in the CPA have opened up an opportunity to maximize the utilities of the town-owned land to make improvements to existing recreational facilities. So that's something that's new. And so the Barnstable Recreation Division requested funding for the Osterville Bay School. And so they are going to be working on the ball fields, and which have some problems, and especially areas that are unsafe. And so the Recreation Department went out this fall and actually did a great job of looking at all of the fields and parks in towns and see where the needs were and prioritize them. And this was one of the areas that came up on the list.
Exactly. So that's $32,000 of CPC for the design plan of rec fields at West Bay Road in Osterville. And I think it's important to note that all of these community preservation requests are going to be referred to a public hearing on February 28th, correct?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. So if you can list for me the other community preservation funds requests, that would be great.
Okay, we have the community preservation funds for the historic preservation of the West Paris Meeting House. And it's one of the oldest public buildings in Cape Cod.
And then there's $200,000 for affordable housing.
Yes. That is our 072. And that's the Community Preservation Funds voted in favor to recommend that the Town Council approve the funding request for the Growth Management Department. Since its inception, more than 200 affordable rental units have been successfully permitted. And we know there's a need for affordable housing here in town, so it does help to reach our goal of 10%
Exactly.
of its total housing stock. So.
Exactly. And then 073 deals with historic preservation of the school administration building?
Yes, it does, and it's broken down somewhat into 3 funds. 2 of them will come from the CPC, or CPA, from the Historic Preservation Fund, from the Community Preservation Fund, and 1 from the undesignated funds with the Community Preservation Fund. So the historic part is $102,995, and the undesignated fund from the Community Preservation Fund is $97,000. And then the town will chip in some matching funds from the general fund, which is about $100,000, which will bring the total to almost $300,000 for building preservation and restoration.
Great. And then we've got 074, which is an appropriation of $35,000 of community preservation funds for affordable housing on Ginger Lane in Centerville.
Yes, the housing set aside of the Community Preservation Fund is being used for the purpose of creating, again, affordable housing, which is very important to our town as well.
Indeed. And then the final item on the agenda is just some appointments to a board, a committee, and commission. It looks like we have 2 committees that have new members.
Yes. We have interviewed for the Barnstable Economic Development Committee and our wastewater.
Or the Waterways Committee?
Mm-hmm. The Waterways Committee, sorry.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. And so all of that will be taking place this Thursday night. Deb, anything else about this Thursday's agenda that you'd like to get out there to the public?
No, I think the only other thing will be trying to ratify the members of the Appointments Committee. We had 7 individuals who wished to be on the list, and I decided to pretty much keep the same people that were on there before in the same position. And part of that is because they've been a group that's worked well together and have been working for the past year as a group. And when you interview a lot of people, it's good to keep the consistency. But also, my decision to keep the group the same way is because this council, according to the census, the entire council will have to be run next year in the fall to be reelected. So I thought it was very important that we keep the consistency there.
Indeed. Well, Deb, I thank you so much for your time today, and we will see you on Thursday evening at 7 o'clock for this week's Town Council meeting.
All right. Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Town Council again meets this Thursday at 7 o'clock in the Town Hall hearing room. You can view the agenda online, town.barnstable.ma.us.